After Alex Ovechkin took home the Stanley Cup, he officially erased his name from being on this list. However, there are tons of active NHL players who have yet to win a Stanley Cup, but deserve to win the Stanley Cup. I'm Paul D'Arienzo, and today we'll give you a list of the top 5 active NHL players who deserve to win the Stanley Cup. And most of these players, keep in mind, have been in the league for a long time and are a bit of older age. With that being said, let's dive in. Number 5 on the list is goaltender Pekka Rinne. Pekka Rinne, who is entering his 13th NHL season in 2018-2019, has a record of 311, 168, and 66 with a .919 save percentage and 51 shutouts in 567 regular season games, all with Nashville. He has the most wins in Predators history and ranks 6th in the category amongst active NHL goaltenders. He's exceeded 40 wins 3 times in his NHL career, 43 in 2011-2012, and 42 this season, 41 in 2014-2015. He just took home his first ever Vezina trophy after going 42, 13, and 4 with a .927 save percentage and 8 shutouts in 59 games. This is huge for Pekka Rinne. The reason why he deserves to win the cup is he's been in the league for a while now, and he's been most loyal to the Nashville Predators franchise. And he's a huge reason as to why this team has reached to new heights, especially getting their first ever President's Trophy win in the 2017-18 season. Pekka Rinne came so close to taking home his first ever Stanley Cup in 2017 against the Pittsburgh Penguins. However, they would lose the series in 6. Take a look at Pekka Rinne's all-time career stats. In 567 games played, he put up 311 wins, 168 losses, 66 overtime losses, put up a goals against average of 2.37, and keep in mind of this number, 919. Headed in number 4, Patrick Marleau. Entering his 21st NHL season this upcoming season, the Toronto Maple Leafs forward has 1,129 points in 1,575 regular season games, second most among active NHL players. His goal total is second among active NHL players behind Alex Ovechkin, and his 103 game-winning goals rank first. Marleau has the second longest active consecutive game streak in the National Hockey League behind Panthers defenseman Keith Yandle, and the 8th longest in league history. Marleau has 125 points in 184 NHL postseason games and has helped the San Jose Sharks reach the 2016 Stanley Cup Final. Speaking of which, Patrick Marleau has yet to win the Stanley Cup, which is why he's on this list. And throughout his long career, he's made some pretty huge milestones, and he had a shot, but once again fall to the Pittsburgh Penguins, same as Pekka Rinne as well in 6 games. Patrick Marleau deserves his Stanley Cup. Let's take a look at his all-time stats. Throughout 1,575 games played in Patrick Marleau's long career, he scored 535 goals and 594 assists for a grand total of 1,129 points. Number 3 on the list is fellow linemate Joe Thornton. Joe Thornton will also be entering his 21st NHL season this upcoming season. The San Jose Sharks center has 1,427 points in 1,493 regular season games, the most among active NHL players and 16th in league history. He ranks first among active NHL players with 517 power play points. Thornton has 123 points in 160 NHL playoff games, and he too helped the San Jose Sharks reach their first ever final appearance in franchise history. He won the Hart and Art Ross trophies in 2005, 2006 after the San Jose Sharks made an in-season trade to acquire him from the Boston Bruins. He too lost in 2016 to the Pittsburgh Penguins alongside of his former fellow lineman Patrick Marleau. His leadership on and off the ice is just another reason as to why this forward needs to win a Stanley Cup. Let's take a look at Joe Thornton's all-time stats. Joe Thornton in 1,493 games played put up 397 goals, 1,030 assists for a total of 1,427 points. Number 2 on our list, goaltender Roberto Luongo. Entering his 19th NHL season this upcoming year, Roberto Luongo, the All-Star future Hall of Famer goaltender, has done a lot in his career, including in the playoffs. He's 34-35 in the playoffs with a .918 save percentage and .249 goals against average. He also helped a team reach the Stanley Cup final, which we'll talk about later. Throughout Roberto Luongo's long NHL career, he would go on to play a total of 1,001 NHL games, a feat where he reached at the end of the year playing for the Florida Panthers. They were only 1 point shy of missing out on the playoffs, but the Devils beat them to the wild card spot. Roberto Luongo deserves to win because he's been in the league for so long and has been a steady, consistent goaltender. He was drafted in the first round by the New York Islanders, later shipped off to the Florida Panthers, but then he went to Vancouver, where he's most notably known for. Later, he returned to Florida, where he's currently playing. Roberto made it all the way to the Stanley Cup final once in 2011, where he would lose to the Boston Bruins during his time in Vancouver in 7 games. That being said, let's take a look at Roberto Luongo's all-time stats. Throughout Roberto Luongo's 1,000-plus game NHL career, he would go on to put up 471 wins, 376 losses, a goals against average of 2.49, and the dreaded save percentage of .919. Before we get to number 1 on our list, we're going to reveal some honorable mentions who almost made the list. Our first honorable mention goes to Jason Spezza, who spent most of his prime in Ottawa. Throughout his all-time career, in 989 games played, Jason Spezza would put up 324 goals, 564 assists for 888 points. He was this shy of winning the Stanley Cup with the Ottawa Senators, and he lost to the Anaheim Ducks. Next on the honorable mentions list, we have Ryan Miller, who is most notably famous for playing the starting role, normally for Buffalo and in Vancouver. His all-time stats include 737 games played, 370 wins, 268 losses, a goals against average of .260, and a save percentage of .915. Unlike all these other players, Ryan Miller never made it to the Stanley Cup final. Nash, who spent his prime in Columbus, then went over to New York, and now the Boston Bruins before he's a free agent, had a good career as well. His all-time stats include 1,060 games played. He put up 437 goals, 368 assists for 805 points. Rick Nash made it to the Cup final in 2014 with the New York Rangers and would lose it in 5 against the LA Kings. On the honorable mentions list is Zach Parise, who helped take the New Jersey Devils to the 2012 Stanley Cup final, where they too would lose to the LA Kings. During Zach Parise's time with both the Devils and the Wild, he put up 333 goals, 352 assists for a total of 685 points. Zach Parise knows how to be a leader and can score when needed, often clutch in the playoffs, which is why he deserves to win a Stanley Cup. Finally, number 1, you all saw this coming, goaltender Henrik Lundqvist from the New York Rangers. Throughout his time in New York Rangers, the goaltender had at least 30 wins in 11 of his 12 full NHL regular seasons and won the Vezina Trophy in 2011-2012. Lundqvist has 431 wins, second amongst active goalies behind Florida Panthers goaltender Roberto Luongo. He has played 128 career Stanley Cup playoff games, going 61-65 with a .922 save percentage and 10 shutouts. Second amongst active goaltenders behind Vegas Golden Knights goaltender Marc-Andre Fleury. Lundqvist helped New York reach the Stanley Cup final in 2014, losing to the Los Angeles Kings in 5 games. He will be entering his 14th NHL season this upcoming year, and the King has his nickname for a reason. He is the heart and soul of the New York Rangers franchise, and every fan loves him, and he showed up to every game in style. Henrik Lundqvist, between his veteran leadership helping younger players and his constant consistency, is why Henrik Lundqvist deserves to win the Stanley Cup. Let's take a look at his all-time stats. 805 games played with the New York Rangers. He put up 431 wins and 275 losses. He put up a .237 goals against average, and put up that dreaded .919 save percentage. If he's nicknamed the King, give him the cup. With that, that's going to be the end of today's video. I want your thoughts down below. Which active NHL player do you think deserves to win the cup the most? Leave your thoughts down below, and also let me know if you want me to do a all-time player list of those to never win the cup who deserved to win the cup. Let me know down below as well. If you like today's video and the content of the channel, I'd suggest pressing the like button to support the channel. Hit the subscribe button and the bell so you'll be notified when videos come out. And with that, I'm Paul DiRienzo, and I'll catch you next time.